Is technology at your work distracting you from actual work? Do you spend too much time troubleshooting PC or internet issues? IT Enabled can help. Our team of IT specialists can help you tackle your technology troubles and get you focused on growing your business in no time. Call to schedule your technology consultation. 936-225-3329. IT Enabled. We're here to help.
We're excited to have Jennifer Allen with us today. Jennifer is the Executive Director of the Angelina Arts Alliance. Welcome.
Well, it's great to be here, Tara.
Yeah.
Thank you for having me.
Absolutely. Why don't you let all the listeners know your background, how you ended up in Lufkin,
Sure.
And then we'll jump into the Arts Alliance and the Pines.
Absolutely. So I've been working in the arts industry for about 12 years, and I am originally from Texas. I grew up in Fort Worth, and I found this amazing opportunity to come back to Texas and to work in an industry that I am deeply passionate about, and that is the performing arts and education. And what really drew me to Lufkin was this organization that is kind of one of a kind in this region. It is, we serve Angelina County and the entire East Texas region, 9 counties plus some. And I thought that the impact and the reach of the Angelina Arts Alliance was really attractive to me in that if you go to a bigger city like in Houston or Dallas, the number of arts organizations they have a lot. The competition for to present the arts and for arts dollars for the funding is significant. And I just thought it was such a great opportunity to do what I love to do and to make a really big impact in a community, in a region.
Yeah. Well, everybody loves the Arts Alliance.
Absolutely.
It's celebrating its 20.
Well, it was 20. It turned 20 during the COVID year, and that, of course, put a little squash on our plans.
Yeah.
But we are looking forward to a really big year coming.
That's right. So I am lucky enough that I get to serve on the board.
Yes.
And, as someone who grew up doing theater, and I was an Annie at Angelina College, and
Yes.
Hello Dolly. So to be able to now be on this side of it and support Jennifer and support the other board members to be able to bring in arts to this area. I mean, it's just such a fun board to sit on. There's so many
It is.
boards that you get appointed to, and I'm an appointed board member with the chamber, but there's so many
Right.
that I'm like, I have to go to this board. This one is one that's always exciting because
Thank
you
you.
know that it's bringing in such great arts and culture to the area.
Yeah,
That's
absolutely.
So, yeah.
Yeah. Tell us a little bit about the Arts Alliance. Excuse me.
As Tara alluded to, we've been around for 20 years.
Yeah.
And in that 20 years, we have grown significantly year over year over year. And especially in the last few years, we've taken on more programs at the Temple Theater. We've expanded our education. We've taken on the Pines Theater, and now that is even growing. So we're a growing organization, and it's just really a wonderful thing.
Awesome. How did it get started in? So 2000, is that when it?
Yeah, that was the founding year, but it was actually founded in 1996.
Okay.
A group of community leaders got together and said, we need a performing arts organization, and many of them are still around today.
Great.
And are still active in our mission and all of it. So
Awesome.
Yeah.
So go ahead.
No, go ahead. I was just thinking, what was the very first performance? Do you know?
yeah, it was Marvin Hamlish.
Oh, nice.
Really?
Yeah, that's a great way to kick off.
That's awesome.
That was the inaugural show, sold out. Marvin Hamlish, of course, is no longer with us,
Right.
but he was a legendary musician, composer, songwriter. So
That's great.
I would never have guessed that was the very
Yeah.
first one.
that's right.
Well, awesome. Well, tell us about what's kind of coming up. So what's on the horizon? What's
Oh, my
this
goodness.
new season? I can imagine everybody's kind of itching to get out and do some things. So
Yes.
I imagine this is a big year for.
It is a huge year, primarily because last year basically didn't happen.
Right.
The entire season that we had planned was postponed because of COVID. We weren't able to gather at 100% capacity, but every show that we booked has been picked up and rescheduled
Awesome.
for the new season starting in September.
Great.
and we've even added a few new ones. So, I mean, we've got a really, really big season coming, starting in September with Marty Stewart and his fabulous superlatives. Then we've got in the season a total of 10 at the Temple Theater, plus 4 Discovery Series, which is weekend family matinee educational programs.
Oh, great.
And then we have 8 shows coming to the Pines Theater, and a whole bunch of education.
That's great.
For the local students.
Yeah. So how does the season work? So is that a
Yeah.
20, like, is it a year? How does that work?
It goes over 2 years. It's the 21-22 season, and it starts in September, runs through June, typically May, but this next season is going to be extended into June.
Right. Just had
where
a lot to jam pack in that.
Oh,
from
there's a lot.
2 years,
And-
basically.
yes, and we end the season with 2 performances of Blue Man Group.
Oh, great.
Yeah.
That's going to be really exciting.
It will be.
That's going to be so great. We've always wanted to see that. So Annalie's excited to go see all the paint flying through the air.
Oh, yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
let's talk about the Discovery Series that you do,
Sure.
because
Yeah.
that brings in so many kids to the theater that otherwise probably would never have an opportunity to come
That's right.
into a theater. So let's talk about how many kids you've reached over the years and,
Oh,
and what you've
goodness.
got coming.
On average, we reach about 15,000 children every year.
Wow.
It's pretty remarkable.
Yeah.
Between all of our education and the Discovery Series, 15,000 children. I mean, and that's not just Angelina County. It's, they come all the way from Jacksonville, Woodville, Livingston. So the fact that we're able to reach that far tells us that there is a need in this region of arts for children and educational arts. So it's a big impact. But the Discovery Series, they are family fun educational programs. Typically a Saturday or a Sunday matinee, 2 o'clock, 5 o'clock, maybe both, depending. And they are just a high quality touring national artists that are, family programs. We kick it off in January with Dinosaur Zoo Live.
It's going to be so
That's
great.
going to be awesome.
Yes, we've got Bella Gaia, which is great for kids, but it's also great for adults too, because we feel that education is a lifelong process. That will be like NASA imagery, kind of like paired with live music and some dancing. Then we've got the Underwater Bubble Show, which will be a great kind of like a Cirque du Soleil meets Bubbles.
That'll be fun.
Right. And then we end it with Madagascar, the
That's
musical.
the best. We're so excited about that.
We're excited about that one too.
Yeah, yeah. And you not only bring kids to the theater, but you actually take the performances to the schools.
That's right.
So in the past, you had like Black Violin that was here.
Right.
And you've taken them into the schools. So if they can't bring kids to you, you actually go to them.
That is absolutely correct. We do. We have a long history of bringing educational programs into schools, whether it's just performances, master classes, workshops, residencies. We do all of it. And we've worked with, Diboll, Huntington, Hudson, Lufkin, LISD. We've gone out to Central. And if they can't come to us, we bring it to them. And that's our motto. And our goal is to really expand that reach and maybe even go outside of the county into the more rural school districts. So,
Oh, that's great.
yeah.
This kind of piggybacks on what you were just saying, but why are these so important? And we talk about this a lot here on the show, but we're really fortunate to be a city the size that we are to have resources like this.
That's
And
right.
I mean, there's just tons of cities that are our size and even larger that don't have resources like these. So why is that so important to our community and to everyone else?
That's a great question. The importance, really, it can't be overstated for many reasons. Well, for the kids, they are getting opportunities that simply wouldn't exist otherwise. They are being exposed to the arts, which, it's just, there's so much evidence out there that supports the notion that kids that are exposed to the arts are
They do better in school.
Yeah, they do better in school. They're more likely to graduate from high school and go on to college. They're more well-rounded individuals.
Absolutely.
It gives them empathy. But not just children, but really our economy as a whole. These performances, it really does drive tourism
It does.
and economic development. So it is a win-win to have these kind of programs.
Yeah, and it's something great for us to do.
That's
we're
right.
all here.
Yeah.
That's
Do you
right.
have? I know this is probably like picking a favorite kid, but do you have a favorite show or event that's happened since you've been there?
Oh, since I've been there, that's really tough. I don't
Yeah,
know.
yeah, hard to pick. I was gonna say it's kind of like picking a favorite.
What's your
kid.
favorite one coming this season?
Yeah.
Oh gosh, that's tough.
Also hard to pick.
Also, there are several good ones. Marty Stewart is going to be great.
Yeah.
Renee Emily Goldsberry, the original star of Hamilton, is going to be here in Lufkin.
Yep.
Entertaining us. It's going to be a great show. Blue Man Group is going to be amazing.
Yep.
And so many.
I think one of my favorite ones that came to the theater that I never had a chance to see on Broadway was Finding Neverland.
Yes.
I mean, I just went into the ugly cry during
Yeah.
that one. You
Yep.
know, when Wendy
That was-
dies and she goes through
That
that
was our
window.
favorite. Yeah.
It was, and I get goosebumps thinking
Yes,
about it now.
yes.
It was the most amazing just moment to be captured on stage, especially
right.
in Lufkin, Texas.
Yeah, and I was not
right.
expecting.
I
it
wasn't
at all.
either.
Not at all. I was like, oh, it's a Peter Pan, thing. Whatever. But I was like really, really surprised. Like that, by far my favorite one. I think we've been.
That was a really good one too. The
Yeah.
scene right before the intermission where he's on the edge of the ship.
Yes.
It was so
was really good.
breathtaking
Yeah.
that it was like, I cannot believe this is in Lufkin.
That's
Yeah,
right.
that's exactly what I said. Like that was fantastic. Yeah,
It really was.
Yeah.
that's
Thank you.
definitely my favorite. So what's kind of coming up on the horizon? You talked about the shows, but what's new? What are you working on?
Oh,
You're just twiddling your thumbs these
Oh.
days.
Yeah,
just so much. Let me kind of back up. This kind of sets the stage for it. So about a year ago, we finished a year-long strategic planning process where our board of directors adopted a 5-year plan. And during this time, we really did take a fresh look at our role in the community and our vision for our organization and the community as a whole. How do we serve the community through our mission? And we've decided to take a much broader approach to supporting the cultural and economic growth of our community by really being an advocate for the arts and supporting the arts in many different ways. One of the things that kind of came out of that planning process was the concept of possibly trying to get a state designated cultural district in our community. And after the plan was adopted, we did establish a formal partnership with the city of Lufkin in an exploratory year of planning to assess, are we ready to apply for a cultural district? What is a cultural district? And if we are, then how can we get it? And how will it benefit our community? And I know Tara's been a very active member on this effort. And it's really an exciting possibility that could be coming down the road.
awesome. What would be the benefit of having a cultural district?
A lot. It's a designated area, typically in a historic downtown, that focuses on the partnership between the business, the economic development, and the arts, and how the arts and business partnering together can improve a community as a whole.
Absolutely.
By driving tourism, economic development, bringing more people into our community.
Sure.
By using the arts and on the business side of it.
Yeah, that sounds
I
like
keep hitting this
you're
little thing.
fine.
I know
Yeah,
you're
you're
fine.
fine.
Everybody does.
Yeah, everybody does. You're
Everybody
fine. I keep saying I'm going to tape it down, and I keep forgetting every time, but you're fine. That sounds like that'd be hugely beneficial.
It will be.
Yeah.
And it's a lot of work. And it definitely requires commitments from many organizations and individuals and partnerships and lots of collaboration and really just looking at how we work better together.
I think the piece that I love about it so much is that for so long in the community, people have been concerned about getting the credit. My organization did that. Your organization, this wipes that clean.
That's right.
Everybody has to come together in order to support the entire growth of a cultural district, to
That's right.
watch the community be propelled. It's not just one piece of it.
That's right.
The whole community gets to be lifted. And Jennifer and I had an opportunity to go to Longview just recently, and
Right.
they're a cultural district. And it was just an eye-opening experience to be able to see how many different facets of the community came together and put their differences aside.
That's right.
And that they made this possibility happen, and that it's not just lifting one piece or another. It's the whole piece gets lifted. And when you become a cultural district, the funding is endless.
Right.
That people get to say, and they get to check that box. They are now part of a cultural district, so they can therefore apply for federal grant money.
Interesting.
And it's just, it gives so much money back into the community to be able to continue to make the arts and history and what makes Lufkin so charming a better place to live, work, and play.
That's
And
right.
so it
Love
was
that.
just, it was, I came away from that day just thinking, I thought I knew what a cultural district was. I had no clue.
Right.
And I wish that everybody could have been a fly on the wall that day.
Yes.
Yeah.
I totally agree. I also love that this project supports and complements what Lufkin Forward is working on.
Yes.
I know that they have proposed a couple of different physical projects to do the downtown area, and their projects and what they're hoping to accomplish only complements and supports a greater vision for the cultural district. And
great.
so it's a really nice. I don't want to say coincidence, but the timing that both projects are happening is really a positive thing.
That's right.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So we heard recently you guys just got a new grant, right?
Yes.
I don't know if we can talk about that or not. If
Sure.
not, we can edit it out. But
Sure.
tell us a little bit about that. That's some great news.
Right. Yes. So this grant was a part of the COVID, one of many federal COVID relief response projects funding that was created by the federal government.
Right.
It started under President Trump, and he signed it into law at the end of 2020. And then I think in March, the new administration added funding to it. But it was basically a grant specifically to relieve the performing arts, the arts industry as a whole, whether it the arts being movie theaters, movie producers, Broadway producers, performing arts organizations, museums, you name it.
Yeah.
And you had to apply. It wasn't just given. So we applied in late April, and just a few days ago got notice that we were approved.
That's fantastic.
And it represents about 40% of our total lost ticket revenue.
Oh, that's great.
And during COVID, we weren't able to fill our theaters.
Right.
So we lost a great deal of ticket revenue.
Sure.
And it's a tremendous relief.
Yeah, I can imagine.
And it will be a huge support for our next year.
Yeah. Well, that's
So,
great. Well, how can our listeners support the arts?
Oh, well, that's easy.
Yeah.
Buy tickets.
That's an easy answer.
That is very easy.
Yeah.
Right now we're doing season tickets, but all single tickets go on sale August the 2nd.
And that's for this upcoming season.
Correct.
Right?
So all single tickets August 2nd, which is a Monday at 11 a.m. They can go online, angelinaarts.org.
Great.
And buy tickets. Call us at 633-5454. Come by our box office.
Let's say they have a new beautiful office
New box
downtown.
office, yeah.
Yes, we've got a new office downtown Lufkin,
Yeah, it's gorgeous.
right across from the Pines at 108 South 1st Street.
Perfect. Well, awesome. Well, thank you so much for your time. Is
Thank
there anything
you.
else that you want to share with our audience, with our listeners?
We just, come on out and support the arts, and we're excited. We have a great new season coming, and we just couldn't be more excited to get back to bringing people together.
Us too.
Yes.
We're looking forward to it. Well, thank you so much for your time and for coming on the podcast.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you
Thank
so
you, Tara.
much.
Sure.
Yeah. Thank you so much for listening to the podcast. Again, if you do us a huge favor, go write a review to this podcast wherever you're listening, on whatever podcatcher you're listening on. It really helps this podcast and helps it to grow and helps it to reach more people who may be interested in the podcast. And if you want to catch the video version of this podcast, it's available on the Chamber Facebook and on the Chamber YouTube page. Thank you so much, and we'll see you next week.